Hello, I'm Simon.
I'm Karen, and this is our little dog Teddy.
Welcome to our home, Orchard View at Webbs Meadow in Herefordshire.
Before you started this process, had you heard of custom build?
Never heard of it.
Why did you choose this plot?
We've chose this plot because of the outlook really. It's given us a very, very high EPC rating.
Today I'm going to visit Simon and Karen Jones on the Webbs Meadow development in North Herefordshire. This is a custom build site of 13 houses. Karen and Simon were they're what I would call the pioneers. They broke ground, they were the first people to purchase a plot. As with all of our custom build developments, we had detailed planning, but actually what we did here, we've been back to planning for every customer on the site. So we can see as we drive along here, some houses are finished and construction is still underway on some of the final homes. And they vary in size from large 4-bedroom houses right down to small single-storey 2-bedroom homes. So we've got almost everything for every type of home, but a self-build, custom-build person may wish as their dream home. So it's great to see a development like this where a community is being created. Simon and Karen, thank you so much for inviting me here to visit your home. It's been an adventure, hasn't it? How did the idea come about?
The idea came, we wanted to move house, be closer to our daughter in Gloucester. It was a weekend away when friends said, rather than just move house, why don't you build one? We'd done little bits on other houses and extensions, but we'd never tackled anything like this.
This is a custom build project. Before you started this process, had you heard of custom build?
Never heard of it. No, we didn't know anything about it.
So you've taken on a plot,
Yep.
changed the design completely from what was here originally, made it your own?
Went back into planning and started right at the very beginning. Yeah.
So really be lovely to come in, have a look around, and then we can talk about how the whole process, how your journey has been.
Yeah.
The full story.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So here we are, entering the home, and I always think that historically you think of an oak-framed hall or a barn, don't you? The hall here is the entrance in, beautiful feature with staircases. I love the 2 windows there, letting light in. Yeah, that's great.
When we have friends to stay, we tend to congregate in here. If we want to sit down, we may go in the living room.
Yes.
But
It's usually here and having a drink.
yeah.
Imagine this, having a little glass.
A little nibble.
Well, it sort of works well, doesn't it? Because with the bay structure and the open plan feel to the house, you're gliding from one space to another, and it's the hall that sort of links everything and fans off to the hallway. Here we are in the kitchen. The kitchen's always the focal point of the home, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it works really well with the bay structure. Always try and bring the kitchen into one bay of the house with the oak frames, so the oak frame bays. Did the plan stay as it was, or did the plan develop as time went on?
We had a lot of discussions over whether it should have been a small island or a peninsula. This worked best for us.
Because it's an oak frame, did you find there was anything to think about?
Obviously units that have got braces behind them,
Yes.
or potentially, and balancing the house or the kitchen with leaving certain braces in and taking certain ones out.
Yes. Were there any challenges with the kitchen that you could perhaps give advice to somebody who's building an oak frame?
Yeah, no, we had a...
The braces behind,
Yes.
so it didn't interfere with the cupboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the hot water from the plant room comes in through the kitchen.
Okay, yes.
So it comes up in the corner underneath the cupboard.
Yes.
And then everything runs from either up through the wall or
Across
onto the floor.
The
Yeah.
utility room.
Great stuff. And you've got your dining area that runs off the kitchen here. It's
Yeah.
lovely. With French doors leading out onto the garden, which is that lovely space, that family living, entertaining out to the garden space. So, since I was last here, the colour's changed.
The first colour that we put up when we moved in was just a wash, because we knew that there would be some movement.
The shrinkage and movement of the oak, the settling of the oak frame.
So there's been quite a lot of filling in done, and we're starting to get some colour on some of the walls.
I love it. What colour is this?
Oval room blue.
Oval room blue. So this is like what Farrow and Ball is
Farrow and Ball.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's very good. I love is we've got the sitting room area here, which is a bay running off the house, but also the principal bay running across gives you that little piece of space. You could almost put a desk there, couldn't you? Another
You could,
if you
yeah.
wanted
Reading
to.
area.
Reading area, yes. Now you were the pioneers on this site. You were first in. How many houses have we built now?
We've got 6 on the go at the moment.
Yes.
2 still to start.
Yes.
And there's 6 of us living on the site. Yeah.
So all coming together, but you were first.
Yeah.
You were on your own, I think, weren't you, to start off with?
In the middle of a field on our own for 20 months.
20. It was bizarre, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
you bought, and then nothing happened, did it really? And then all of a sudden, and then suddenly, all
Yeah.
came to life, didn't it?
Yeah.
Almost all at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
Within the build process, you found the builder. Adam has been the builder on the way
Yeah,
through.
Adam, who's a good friend now, he's helped us with lots of different parts of the build, and he's very good at coming forward with ideas during the build.
And overcoming problems where I've got
Yeah.
myself in a bit of a tiz.
Yeah.
Well,
It's fine.
every house we build is no 2 houses are the same, so every house is a prototype. So you do need a builder who's willing to look for solutions, not problems.
Yeah, and we found that type of builder.
Yeah.
So,
And that, I think, is advice to anybody going into self-build, isn't it? If you've got to try and find a builder who is that way inclined, because they may not be the least price, but they may be the most cost-effective builder along the way, because
Yeah.
if they work with you and it becomes an enjoyable experience, as opposed to a builder who's not looking for the opportunities for a solution, almost just presenting the problems, that makes life
goes
hard
that
work.
extra mile.
Yes.
Yeah.
How have you found it with the community building up around you?
It was a bit strange at first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've been here for, like I said, 20 months on our own.
Yes.
But now, being part of that community, it's been amazing.
Yeah, and the village is a very friendly village. They've accepted all the new people coming in.
In the sitting room, you have the focal point, which is the wood burner. Having lived in the country all my life, always had wood burner. I love open fires, but wood burners are so much better. But I think with the insulation of the houses now, do you find you have to light it very often?
It's a low output
Yes.
log burner.
Is it?
6 kilowatt,
Okay, so
but it does get very warm.
but when the winter is
Oh, it's
here,
lovely.
just the flickering flame, isn't it? So it's
Yeah.
always nice to have that focal point
Yeah.
within a sitting room, and so that the brick alcove, oak beam above, looking
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful. Just as you'd imagine that sort of country home. So, pioneers, first on the site, you got the choice of plots. Why did you choose this plot?
We've chose this plot because of the outlook, really. The house design that we liked was part of your Woodhouse range. It was the Derndale.
Yes,
Within that design, the living room and master bedroom were at the front,
yes.
and your architect,
Craig.
said, why don't you turn it around a little bit?
So, in changing the design, what was the reasoning there?
The architect, Craig,
Yes.
he felt that we should take advantage of the outlook at the back
Yes.
for both the living room and the master bedroom.
And that, again, that is the custom
Yeah.
build. Sometimes people don't understand where custom build varies from development, or just being able to move your kitchen around a bit, perhaps move your
That's right.
utility inside. But what we're talking about with custom build is we will go back to planning and change the house completely along
Yeah.
the thread and style of the development, but really giving you the very best that you can possibly gain.
Well, the original house that was planned on here was massive, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
so
it was too big for us, yeah.
We have found that mostly we'd always try and put in a slightly larger house on if somebody wants to go for it,
Yeah.
no problem whatsoever. But also if you want to go back to planning and make it slightly smaller for planning, it's normally easier
yeah.
then.
But turning the lounge and the bedroom round with having the patio doors out onto the garden,
Yeah.
Yes,
and this, obviously, the view with the paddocks.
yes. Yeah, it's a great outlook, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, as I understand it, that is going to be green space.
Green
That is
space, yeah.
no build
Yeah,
there,
no
is it?
build.
Yeah.
No. And that's a great thing with, dare I say, having an owner who's involved in
Yeah.
the site, lives next door.
Yeah.
Their heart is it's not just like a developer developing and walking
Yeah.
away. Is it you've got the owner still in the village?
That's right. His terminology was, I'm not a developer, I'm going to be your neighbour.
Always lovely to have a vault, the space in the master bedroom, isn't it? And works very well, Karen.
It does. We've
Yeah.
pinch ourselves every morning.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
We've actually done it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We say 2,000 square feet, good substantial 4-bedroomed home.
Yeah.
So you've got the master bed, you've got the secondary bedroom, and then 2 further guest bedrooms, haven't you? Which, so en suites?
2 en suites,
2 en suites, and a
1
bathroom.
bathroom.
And a family bathroom.
Yeah.
That's great. You know, the great thing with an oak frame is you're building something that's going to stand for 300 or 400 years, and people say, well, you know, you're cutting the trees down, but this trees were about 70 to 110 years old around about when we're using them to make the beams to build the house. The home will only get better looking as time goes on.
Oh yeah.
You've got the super insulated panel system, and you've gone for triple glazing, haven't you?
Yeah.
How's that working?
It works very well. I mean, from a noise point of view, you only have to listen. It's very quiet here, but from maintaining the temperature of the house, it works both ways. It obviously keeps the heat in once you warmed it up.
Yes.
But it also helps trying to keep the place cool, like in the hot weather we've had recently. It's given us a very, very high EPC rating.
And actual cost of running the house, how have you found, you know, with rising costs of every heating, power and so forth, has that been manageable?
Yeah, it's obviously it's gone up in recent times, but it's not ridiculous. We only use electricity.
Yes.
We have an air source heat pump.
So, okay, yes.
Yeah, so that does our water and central heating.
So on the outside here, you know, the driveway in, and we've got a lovely frontage. I like the gable with the 2 windows there. Looks really good. This is a custom build plot.
Yeah.
Advantages of custom build.
You can have what you want.
Yeah.
And then you've got your power on, water on.
Yeah. All the services are here.
Sewage.
Fibre.
Yes.
Fibre on, excellent. So that's brought in, so we brought all that in, and then the plot, and then really it's working on the design of the build. But also we have here the garage with the PV cells on the roof.
Yeah.
And that's great to see. So you've gone through your journey all the way through the build, and advice to anybody else choosing to take this brave path of self-build, what would you say?
Planning is the key to everything, I think. Having everything in terms of materials ready when the different trades need them. Not having too many tradesmen on site at the same time, so let the electricians do their bit, then have the plumbers in, let them do their bit. Don't have them all together.
And just to clarify that you have gone the self-build route, and that to us is we have the full turnkey where our project managers will look after and hold a person's hand and carry out the build all the way through from start to finish. Then we have the self-build where the Oakwrights carry out the planning and then supply the oak frame, the encapsulation, perhaps give advice for a build or recommendation of a builder, but you have carried out the project management and looked after the builder. So that has made you a saving on the way through the project. What do you think the next tip would be?
We were very lucky in as much as we could spend every day on site and keep an eye on things. We were close to the site, which helped.
So you rented a house?
Yeah, we rented locally.
Yes.
And were able to get involved really with as much as we were capable of doing.
Planning a budget?
Budget's important. We knew roughly what it was going to cost.
Yes.
It did go slightly over, Tim.
And what would you, and where would that be? Would that be in problems encountered, unforeseen, or choices?
Choices.
Some of the choices.
Yeah, I think when you're doing it
as a forever home,
you do tend to perhaps go a little bit further than you would have done normally. So
working with the builders?
Communication.
Yeah, communication with the builder is very important.
I think it's communication across the board, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because we go this absolute custom build route where we work with our customers to change to whatever they would like, under advice and under our guidance of what will look and work well. But every house is a prototype. So therefore you're dealing with a prototype, and that's where the communication, understanding that there are lots of challenges, and it's how you embrace that, isn't it, that challenge, I think? And how did you find that process for yourselves there?
We had a couple of
little glitches,
yeah,
but most things are, you know, you can overcome.
Resolve.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed our visit today here to Simon and Karen's beautiful house in North Herefordshire. It really has been great fun in this beautiful garden and home. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and please leave a comment.